Welcome back, everybody.
Well,
Do you want to play some D&D?
Hell yeah.
yes.
Sir.
Fantastic. A little bit of recap from last time, because it's been a minute. The party, after making their way back from the gravesite of the Warforged of Long Past to Zepharel, knowing that you still had a few weeks' time before the inevitable march and final battle, potentially, with Zane and the rest of the uh, Horn Hunters and whatever else he's got going on, decided to take the time that you had to do a little bit of research, a little bit of training, and a little bit of not quite relaxing, but to some, maybe. You spent the better part of the last 2 weeks doing a bit of research and reconnaissance on potential avenues for the potential fight with Zane. You gathered allies. You started a whisper campaign that turned into kind of a full-fledged mini basement revolution. Let's call it that.
Where the best revolutions start.
As some of the disgruntled people of Zepharel rallied behind Draconis and Zaishori and her thoughts, prayers, and hopes that Zepharel should be safer. Tieflings should be protected, and the things that have gone on in the last several centuries are kind of bogus. You got more in touch with the elements around you. You went off on an excursion to find yourself and learn more about blacksmithing. You befriended another one of the elders as you became close training partners and somewhat friends with Rexus Unger. And after a few weeks of getting your bearings and preparing for what comes next, Suji, you returning from your pilgrimage, your gathering of resources to rejoin the party, you were met in the Lava Hearth Tavern by a mysteriously cloaked, not trying to be too conspicuous Mavrin, one of the elders who had given you the original sheets that you had of information you could request of the lower library. He informed you that he was able to gather many of the materials, but unfortunately was not allowed to bring them topside, so he could bring you to them. Deciding there was no time like the present, you all followed Maverick outside into a little alleyway where he drew upon the ground a magical circle. He brought out what looked to be some sort of metallic rod. As he clanged it on the ground, the party was teleported somewhere farther, somewhere a little hotter. As you all gather yourselves, your eyes kind of adjust to, at first, the light, and at second, the heat as it crushes into your face and oppresses your very being. You've been in Zepharel for some time. You have been on this this plane that sits between the material plane and the hell, and even that fails in comparison to the absolute disgusting heat that you find yourself in. As such, I would like everyone to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Off the bat.
Damn.
Yep.
Then going
Question
to
is,
hell is
who
going to
else?
be easy.
Oh wait, Blution's not here, right?
That is up to you. Would you have set Brucean off on his own for a little bit, or would he have come to hell?
I'll say he was off doing his thing because he was trying to set up a syndicate underground.
Yes. So get out of here, pollution. We don't need you anymore. Fine, fine. Cool. All right. As you all take a second to adjust to the new temperature and climate here, you feel the soles of even your boots start to melt as they stay in place for too long. You start to keep having to move your feet. Valir, Vinteth, and Suji, the three of you struggle to catch your breath as the heat in the air is almost too much for you. Um, for the next hour, you have a minus D6 to all of your ability checks and saving throws.
Oof.
You said minus D6.
Minus a D6. Anytime I ask you to make an ability check or saving throw for the next hour, you roll a D6 and subtract that from the total.
Well, I'm not moving for an hour then.
Make another Constitution saving throw. No.
There, right?
What the fuck, Armand? Be helping.
There's no response at this time. But as you gather yourselves, you find yourself transported to not a desolate waste, but another cityscape. The buildings themselves appear to be loosely carved of stone and iron and metal, um, towering. You can see several buildings, some smaller than the others, but there are almost skyscraper level of sized buildings down here. As you take a look around, Maverick kind of, well, I'm sorry for the bumpy landing, but we have arrived. Glad to see you all made it.
Is it always like this in here?
Oh, the heat? Yes, it's hell.
I feel shittier, but not really hot.
Oh man.
A bit warm, perhaps.
This is terrible.
A bit?
I think my shoes are melting.
Ah, yes, you'd want to keep moving. Or float. Sometimes I float. Well, if you will follow me, we will head over to the library, and I have, to your request, pulled several bits of information.
Oh, yes, yes, the papers. Glad there was no issues with the submission. Were you able to track down all the topics that Shuri had asked for?
We're still gathering some bits and pieces. It's been a few weeks though. We've been able to, for the most part, gather at least something on most of the topics you have brought to us. Um, I will say this. This is not a one-time deal, of course. I don't know how much time we'll have before the next council meeting. Um, so take your time and catch up on what you can. I would say prioritize what you are most looking for, because we might not be able to return here until after the whole Zane situation. He leads you down a street. I would like you all to give me a perception check.
Dog.
That's also minus a d6 for the three of you. So
Wolf.
Well. 7.
moving quickly, following Mavrin through the streets. Um, for some of you, focusing mostly on just catching your breath and not falling behind the party too much. Um, you see, as while not crowded, the streets are busy. There are people moving about. Um, I would say, what we got here? 7. 7, you're probably the first to notice it. While you're not while you're not trying to draw attention, you notice the fact that while there are people passing you, the features are not of humanoids. You don't see your traditional tieflings or elves or even constructs. You see larger, bulkier forms, odd proportioned creatures tucked away behind flowing garb that is obscuring parts of the faces. You see several groupings of like very small, you think children at first, but are too oddly shaped. Put it that way. Um, it's the first indication that you are truly somewhere alien, somewhere not familiar to you.
I don't think I've ever seen any people that look like this.
Are they even people?
Well, I'm a people, so I'm going to consider them people too.
Few moments go by as you pass the streets. Mavrin leaves you up a small staircase leading to a single story building. You can see three large pillars holding up what is a front like archway, essentially. Um, yes, we will enter the library here. I will uh, take you back. I believe I still have a room set up for all where all your paperwork has been kind of gathered. Um, as we discussed, just be respectful. Watch what you say. Don't just make any. Um, avoid talking about deals or owing somebody anything or watch where your blood is. Keep
All right,
very close
don't make
track of
any
your blood.
no accidental agreements. I assume is what you're referencing here.
Yes. They devils are bound to their word, but are also very, very versed in getting the best of their word. So
Right.
be cautious of what you say, what you agree to, and again, even if you say nothing, I cannot stress enough, watch your blood.
Tinkers, why don't you keep an eye on my blood for me? I'm getting a bit paranoid now. It's the second time you mentioned it. So.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of times to say watch your blood. I'm gonna watch your blood. How do I? All right, fuck it.
Something doesn't bleed.
Entering through the front archway, you are first greeted by something somewhat pleasant. As you enter in through the front doors, the temperature compared to outside drops considerably. And then it starts to get uncomfortably cold. Um, Making your way inside, you can watch as the red hot, almost metal and stone floors quickly give way to not quite ice covered, but you can see the frost fighting against the heavy, thick, hot metal of the front door. You see Maverick kind of shiver a little bit. Never gets old. Anyway, um, leading you inside to a front desk, you can see standing behind a kind of large, almost circular, fully circular desk with no entry or exit point, a to you insectoid looking creature. It's tall and spindly. You can see kind of wings that are tucked and wrapped behind it. Its face kind of elongated, and it's just a color of icy blue to its flesh. But he turns to greet Maverick turns to greet this creature. Greetings, Aaron. I have brought some guests. They are here to, as we discussed, uh, read upon some of the tomes that I've been having gathered. The creature kind of looks splendid. Thank you all for coming to my library. I hope you find it hospitable. If there's anything you need, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you for your greetings. Do you have a lot of guests here in the library?
Not, we have occasional guests, not many from topside, but occasionally the denizens of here like to read up on histories and antiquities.
I imagine you're quite versed in both.
Oh, I've been known to dabble. I like to be a collector of sorts.
Well, I'm hoping to do the same. A bit of dabbling in some knowledge, I think, would help our group out quite a bit. Uh, please, not to interfere though. Where can we sit? Gather.
Of course. You see the wings on its back kind of unfurl and flutter as it hops over the desk that it is sitting in. As you do, you can watch as you were seeing it from probably about mid chest high, and the desk itself wasn't very tall. But as it does kind of make its way up and over, you can see this 13 and a half, 14-foot tall creature, long, kind of jagged tail, the wings kind of fluttering off the back, insectoid face, and kind of pincery jaw, like mandible. Um, Lands before you and just kind of with a little bit of a thud. Ah, yes. Please follow me. I will take you to the chamber that we have gathered the requested materials that Mavrin uh, asked of us.
Yes, please lead the way.
Thank you.
Yes. He starts to make his way around the desk down one of the long hallways.
I whispered to Vinteth real quick. Why does this seem very familiar of something that happened before?
Oh yeah, freaking library. Oh my god.
Even though I was exactly in that situation, but still.
I'm just gonna deadpan stare at him and be like, yeah. A little too familiar.
But yeah, making your way down a hallway, you see lining the walls are a combination of shelves and cubbies and different books and tomes and scrolls that are all kind of wound up and no markings that kind of indicate what's where. Um, but as you kind of move your way through this long hallway, flittering kind of just back and forth from shelf to shelf, you can see like pulling books and tomes their size or larger, these kind of like spindly, almost icicle looking creatures with like thin flapping wings and like elongated noses that are just kind of like grabbing a book and just like flittering to a different shelf and putting it back or swapping it with another. You see a couple of them land and just drop books onto like a cart and just push it down a hallway. Um,
Do we
these
know
things
what these
can't be
creatures
more.
are? Oh, sorry.
Give No, you're good. You can give me a Arcana or Nature checks if you would like to see if you.
I guess I do know. I have to think real hard.
Like, so just more ice bugs.
Yeah, for most of you, looking at them, like you've heard stories and like things that you've read recently, especially like talking about like imps and like different like creatures that exist in the hells that could like kind of fit this description, but not really. Ravi, looking at this, you have read of creatures that aren't quite impish, are more elemental in their base. The best you can think of, and from your research, this would kind of look more like a mythic.
Not necessarily a devil, though.
They are not devilish by nature. They are more elemental based.
Okay,
Specifically,
That's
this one looks like these look to be ice methods.
got it. For my own curiosity. I would not be like whispering to. We were told to watch our words in here, so I'm not going to turn around to the group and be like, "They're Miffits."
Fuck, it's a Miffit.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
But moving your way down the hallway, you are led past several doors until eventually, um, Tavern. Yes, here we are. Uh, kind of grabs at a door, which is roughly humanoid height. It's probably a little bit taller. As he opens the door and kind of ushers you all inside.
Thank you.
All right. Making your way inside, you see this room is not completely covered, but there are several long tables with chairs that are stacked with tomes and scrolls and different writing implements and paper and parchments. Give me, I would like everyone to give me perception or investigation checks, your choice.
No.
Dog. My rolls are already bad, and this D6 is just killing me.
Blair's just shell shocked from the change in temperature. It's just
Bro, it's just hot. I'm sweating. My cloak is getting like just soaking my sweat. I hate it here.
Zaishori.
Mhm.
As you start to look about, you can see, like I said, it looks like a random piling of books and tomes and things like that. But I think the thing that stands out to you is, while not the most organized, there are definitely piles. There are definitely intentionally left gaps in places. There are almost as if someone was sorting information based on several requests.
Okay, so a very intentional mess.
There is method to the madness.
I respect it.
Me.
Um, here is the most of the information that we have on the topics Mavrin had given me. We are still gathering some from some of our other resources, but I know you were curious to get started, so feel free to take as much time as you have or are allotted. I will be running some other things. Sorry. Enjoy. He
Uh,
bows and kind of exits the room.
Is any pile labeled? Or is it just like piles of books? There's no like, hey, this is this over here.
They aren't labeled per se, but with quick glances, you can kind of get a feel of based on the questions you asked which pile is which. So it takes probably it'd probably take the better part of 5 minutes for each of you to start like just reading the top part of piles and goes, "Oh, yep, this goes to this," or this. Like it's not a hard thing for you guys to figure out roughly what things are going to. So the information has been gathered. Based on the time allotted and the 6 of you here, I have given you all 2 options to choose from. Your topics has been submitted and researched. Based on the amount of time you have before the council meeting. You can choose I don't remember what is it. Yeah. You can choose 6 of the topics, and I will give you a little bit of information. Or you can choose 3 of the topics, and I will give you more of the information.
I gotta go back to the topic lists. That's what the one that I posted in Discord. That's the one that Shori submitted, right? Yes, no.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll give you all a minute to discuss. You can do basically a little bit of information if one person's doing it, a good chunk of information if 2 people are doing it. You can choose based on the 6 of you which combination you want on which topics. So give them a read over, figure out, discuss what you want to do. And then it's lore dumping time. My
Gosh.
favorite. Do that. I'm going to the bathroom.
I
I feel
know
like
that. Oh, sorry. Go on,
no,
Leo, please.
no, this is out of character. I was about to say, I feel like he's probably
Oh,
gonna
okay.
giggle as we're talking when he's in the bathroom,
Oh.
but
I mean, I'm throwing off honestly because I thought we were getting info on all time. I mean, I get the nature of this that we have limited time right
yeah,
now to do this. So,
yeah. Um,
all right.
So we
as you were
submitted
saying,
1 through
Robbie.
6.
What'd you say?
Which did we
Oh, yeah.
submit? Did we submit 1 through 6?
No, we submitted all 12. We were told we were going to get
Oh,
info
okay.
on all, but at this moment, the information is there. We just need to decide what we're prioritizing from that
Mhm.
list. So they have all 12 topics for us, so we could choose any. So I know that we have a lot of very high priority things happening at the moment. But we know, let me be optimistic for a moment and say that we deal with Zane properly and get through all this. We know that what's coming has a time limit of roughly 1 year. Maybe less. If this war is to come again, the only information beyond what we've found that I have is on the staff. I don't know exactly how it was utilized in the war or why, but I feel like if I can track down these other missing pieces, this could be a tool for us in what's to come. So I know that there are matters of grave importance, but I would like to put my focus there.
That makes sense.
I'm not saying any of you has to research with me. I understand we've
Mhm.
all got things that we want to know more about here. And this is a rare instance of knowledge at our fingertips. So if someone would like to come with me, feel free. Otherwise, I would like to focus in on the staff and how it relates to the coming conflicts.
I don't mind helping you, Ravi. It goes along with what I want to research to begin with. I think we should discuss what we are willing to not dive heavy into now.
Well, for now, I'll throw out there that with what's happening to this world, anything specifically involving the grandfather may be relevant. We don't know exactly when he's coming. He could be coming at the same time that the war of this chaotic war is supposed to kick off, or it could be years. We don't know exactly. So I'm fine waiting until we can understand more about what he may be or it may be. Zaishori, I'll just throw it out there. I'm not opposed to you spending your time researching your bloodline. I assume you'll be confronting those issues and everything with the council sooner rather than later. So I imagine that takes some priority.
Yeah, I feel like I need the evidence behind me. DM, we're picking 3 topics as a group, right? To get a lot of information on, or 6 topics to get a little bit of information on, right?
Sounds like we can mix and match too. So we could have like 2 of us
Yeah.
on one thing and like 4 of us on 4 other things. We'd get a lot of information on one topic and less information on the other 4. So it's just a question of each topic getting 1 or 2 of us.
No.
Yep. If you put 2 people on something, you'll get more information out of it. 1 person will get you something on it. So any combination of that will work.
Okay.
With your group dynamic, you can get anywhere from 3 to 6 topics covered tonight.
Mm.
I'm personally very interested in the ancient relics, so I think that's one thing, just so we know what we're up against and what they could potentially do.
Mm.
What if we use code words? So, do I feel as if I'm being watched right now?
Give me an what do I want to call this? Let's call it an insight check. It feels right.
Okay. Straight roll. Yeah. Got some team.
So as you have that thought and you kind of like look around at the piles on the table, you're kind of giving the room a glance. Again, the walls have this kind of icy blue look to them to match the temperature of this kind of library. And while you wouldn't notice them if you weren't looking real hard for it, just kind of hanging from the ceiling, almost like looking like icicles, you just see like 3 or 4 of those like little miffits that are just not necessarily paying close attention to you, but there are eyes on this room.
I'm gonna relate. I feel like we're being watched. I think we should be more careful about how we're discussing this.
Okay, so then, well, I pull out the parchment from last week as we were discussing this and place it on the table. We've got them by number reference, so let's use them.
Okay,
It's a good call, 7.
I like that.
So yes, so 7 and I will be researching the first topic. I believe at least Zaishori should be going into topic 11. Suji, you said you wanted to research topic 4.
Yeah. I definitely want to know what we're going up against.
Anyone else feel that this is anything on here is of immediate priority? I have some thoughts towards 2, simply because of what we were told in relation to that topic, only a month ago now.
Number 9.
Number 2. Oh, you're saying you wish to look more tonight. Is that correct, Vinta?
Correct. Correct.
I think we have more time to wait on it, but if you'd like to dive in now, I think that's fine.
Focusing. Two else.
We don't know if anyone's doing 2 yet. So Seven and I are going to cover topic 1. Zaishori is on 11. Suji is on 4. So we could do more research into 4 or 11, or we could branch out and take one of the other topics. I'll leave that to you all. I appreciate your help, Seven, with my own project.
No problem. I too like weapons.
Thinking.
I have a lot going on if anybody wants to help me. I won't be offended if you guys want to research your own topic, so.
I personally, uh, I will help whoever wants to help. I feel whatever I wanted to look for was kind of just more for the group interest, but nothing's really directly affected me, I guess you could say.
So how about you help Zaishori with number 11, since she'll be dealing with that soon. 7 and I handle 1. Suji handles 4. Vintaf handles 2. Oh, I'm sorry, Vintaf, you said,
9.
yes, 9.
9.
Yes.
Hey.
I'm good with this.
Mm-hmm. Just writing it down.
All right. This is DM talking, so don't worry about me yelling topics out loud. This is confirming 2 people working on the staff of 7 pieces from the War of Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
1 person is working on the ancient relics.
Mm-hmm.
1 person working on the grandfather and other worldly entities. And 2 people working on Saishori's bloodline and Zelenkov.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
We locking that in?
Lock in those leaders.
Yes. Locking it in.
All right.
Soft and Tinker should make one other person, but just saying.
Ooh, yeah. Zoth and Tinkers to the rescue. We get
How
one more,
about
right?
Draconis?
Oh yeah, Draconis could totally help Zaishori. We get at least like one more topic on this.
Draconis is not here.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
Draconis.
Draconis has done a lot. Going to hell is something he is not up to just yet in his current state.
Yep.
Fair.
Yep.
All righty then. straight down the list. Ravi. And 7.
Mhm.
Got my name in. I gotta research it.
Oh my god, yeah, the staff of 7 pieces. Oh my lord. How did I not even think about it? So,
You just hear 7 snickering the whole time. 7.
Yeah. It's about to be my
I'm
stuff.
going to call it the staff of chaos. No.
Yeah.
7, we already named the company after you. We have to have limits somewhere.
7 looks at you like you know by now.
Yeah, you know what?
I'll wrestle you
Knowing
for it.
knowing the way things have gone these past couple of months, it wouldn't shock me at all if you had some random connection to this item related to your namesake.
Meant to be. New destiny.
So, as the two of you start to tear into the pile of books relating to mentions of this particular magical artifact,
And these would, sorry, DM, just to cut off, but would we get any, like, as we're going through this, since we're looking for these references? I imagine they couldn't reference this without referencing the War of Chaos. Would we get any, extraneous information about that, just by happenstance of the topic we're trying to cover?
bits and pieces.
Okay, that's all right. Sorry, go on.
No, you're good. You're good. So, as you continue to read on, things that start to stand out to you. Similar to a lot of the things that you have seen and heard about topside, wishy-washy on dates. Nobody is none of this is confirming when this happened, how many centuries, which war this was. The things that are consistent, there was a war, a great struggle for control of power that led to the clashing of nations, peoples, divinities, and in the best translation of the word, otherworldly beings. One particular conflict when researching this item essentially tracks down the first iterance of it. Long ago, there was a ever raging singular battle on a landmass that is hard to place where it was. Like there are pictures of a map that even for you, Ravi, don't line up with what you know of Zelenkov's like topography.
Got it. Got it. So even if we could identify what nation it is, there was some sort of a shift in, like a Pangea-esque shift of some kind in this world over the millennia.
To some degree, yeah.
Okay.
Like it does not look familiar, the maps that you're seeing, but you can see land masses and obviously different names of continents and areas. The thing that stands out to you is the settlement of one of these conflicts. There was one side that was getting pushed back and berated and was not making any headway, but staying long enough to not lose the battle.
Hmm.
The passage goes on to talk of a final stand, a great wizard, warrior, general. It uses several different definitions to this one person. A fight seeming lost, knowing that they were overrun, wanted to do something that hopefully would turn the tide for the rest of their kind. Powerful artifacts, powerful weaponry were gifted to very select few, and some not gifted, stolen from their previous owners.
Mhm.
Not wanting to lose everything, or at least wanting to take some of what was coming towards them. This general, this person of great magical renown with a artifact forged of stone is repeated, and you think for a second, Ravi, that they're referring to the artifact itself.
Mhm.
But you reread the sentence like 3 more times. The general, forged in stone, grabs an artifact. Well, there is no picture, there's no. It is hard not to make a connection to a previous iteration of something you've seen before. An army pushed back, long defeated, but willing to sacrifice everything to stop and hopefully prevent the next. A general made of stone, but wielding of magic.
This makes
In
reference
their
to their name. There's no sort of like image of them or anything like that, right?
there are no imageries in this. This is all text.
Got it. But this is reminiscent of like what we think of the generals, like Seven and those prior to.
It sounds that way from the wording. Knowing they were facing defeat and knowing the power that comes from a weapon and how much a power swing happens, even if just a weapon changes hands, the general decided to shatter their weapon to see if its backlash would at least prevent the other side from progressing, and at worst case, prevent this weapon from falling into their hands. The blast of arcane power that radiated from the shattering of this weapon into 7 parts blew a hole into the land side, wiping out both sides of the army. A fissure left on the land that will never be healed for the amount of magical pressure that was released. The parts scattered to the winds, embedded in time. And that's the part that sticks out to you. Embedded in time. Looking at other passages, the other things that start to prop up are small mentions of finding a piece of shattered stone with weird latent magical ability. far as the
People
notes
who believe they found a piece of this.
from the notes, yes.
Mhm.
To as far as the notes in this library can that at least were gathered to this point, 3 such pieces have been found and reported. The first got my notes on the pieces right. There we go. The first was found jammed into the side of a mountain. Dwarven ancestry reports it being a place that they were willing to stake home on. The second was part of
Presumably
a
somewhere within the Dwarven Mountains, within Vertrag, would be the idea.
claim, so
Mhm.
Cordath, but yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah, Vertrag.
you're good. You're good. South of your track, yes, Cordath. The second piece was reported to be part where it was originally found is unknown, but its last known location was aboard a mercantile vessel heading from Falfir to Vertrag in hopes of being part of a peace offering,
From where to
according
Vertrag?
to
Falthier?
Falfir.
Got it.
According to at least this missive, the ship never arrived. The third piece that was reported, or at least could find notes on, was in a wizard's tower somewhere in Nelf. The great wizard had found it and added it to their collection.
Oh my god, that son of a bitch. I mean, I don't know, but you know who I'm assuming it is.
Of course you do.
Uh-huh. That motherfucker.
Moving right along. Number 4, ancient relics. Suji.
Sorry,
Yes,
last
sir.
thing, DM. If I were describing these pieces to someone else, do they give, since I have the one for me with the marks on it, is there any indication as to their markings if I were attempt to explain this to someone what I was looking for?
You can give approximations. You are still unsure what the markings actually mean.
Yeah. Okay. Cool beans.
Suji.
Yes, sir.
As you start to dip your toe into the pile of research on relics, ancient pieces of history of great importance. The information I think you find is twofold. The first surface level part of it, you read about the pantheon. You read about the gods of this world, their interference, their interactions, their blessing of particular artifacts or pieces that they granted upon champions, or in some cases, rare as it might be, things that were on them that they used when they were here. And I think that's the part that you all kind of already gotten a little glimpse of, the fact that the gods were once here. They walk this world before they put themselves away. And you get the sense that not the sense, but like you're reading about the fact that some of these artifacts, things that are considered wholly magical, were at first mundane things that became magic because of them being in the possession of the gods for so long. Things I'll stop there for a moment because I will give you one other piece and then I will let you choose which adventure you'd like to go down for this particular set of things.
Oh
Nice.
boy.
You start to read glimpses of that and you're like, oh, that could be really interesting. And then you start reading you guys are frantically just flipping through things, trying to get as much information as you can in the short period of time you have. Suji, as you flip through other books, you start to hit things that are interesting. Things that have been made more aware to you all since you got to Zepharel. You asked as part of the request for ancient relics, not specifically divine relics. You start to hit pieces of talking about things that existed before the gods, pieces of tech, of weaponry, of armor, of things from the before time that are considered on par, at least from the researcher side of things, to these god touched items. So, Suji, in the time that you have, do you continue your research down the path of artifacts having to do with the current pantheon or the relics of a time before that?
So I have one question before I answer that.
Go
The
for it.
item we got underneath the waterfall, do we have some knowledge of what that was ever called, or the piece that almost fucking killed Valir's father?
Well, that's the rod that Ravi is and Seven are researching. You don't have a name for it. You
Okay.
just know it's a part of a rod that broke into 7 parts at some point.
Hmm. I think at the moment I would care about the current Pantheon.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to know more about the stuff going on.
So digging into more of the current pantheon, the things that are considered relics, the things that are considered pieces of important power from a time past. There are different categories is the wrong word, but is the best word I have to describe them. There are items that were crafted with intent, made specifically to do a purpose. Reading into those, it you think if you had more time that you could dive deeper into which artifacts at least have that distinction, that were forged, were made. And I think with your expertise and from the conversation you have, you know that that means they were made by Hondrick, things that were made specifically by gods to be given. There were things that were of the gods when they were here, things that might not have been magical in their essence to start, but because of them spending so much time in a god's presence, were given a magical property, were given something to leave behind to the next person to find them. And I think with the focus of your group, one such item that stands out is the timepiece of Luxfor. This was a piece held by Luxfor, and it was a watch that they had on them for some time that didn't have a purpose, but gained one in their absence. And you know that there are several other items that fall into that category. But past that, there's a third category of some things that fall into this idea of things of legend, things of antiquity, things that have made their mark on the world and have either been lost or hidden away since. Things that, whether it be through magic, deal, or other unworldly presence, gained notoriety and power. And I think as you dig a little bit deeper, Suji, the thing that stands out to you that you could probably pull that thread a little bit more if you had time were things that gain power in spite of the gods, not because of them.
Interesting.
Is what the one on that will give you. All right. Grandfather. I will need 1 second and then I will finish this last two because they're big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is clearly 7 staff we're looking for.
You don't know that for sure.
I'm reading with you. Our
Yeah, I know
associates
you are.
are completely different. Seven sin is greed.
I guess you could say my sin is greed too. Just a little greedy for the knowledge.
Everything new that he doesn't have.
It's pretty broad.
Yeah.
You want to narrow that down a bit?
I literally tried to take over a new body, and I failed. And through sheer
Well, yeah,
spite
but
and greed, I
that
came
made total
back.
sense. They
I'm
were trying
still
to take your body.
Yeah. But his was new and shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Seven likes new and shiny things.
Still might have
Seven's
been problematic. I still feel like it worked out the best. If you had become 8, that could have been bad too.
Nah. If I died, you'd have a hillbilly, Eric Crokin, wild magic barbarian at your side right now.
Oh boy.
It would have been glorious. The
That's
bald
pretty
bald
great.
eagle hillbilly Eric Coker was a pretty fun idea.
Yeah.
America. What's that?
This here is my hill.
Foul
no
Fear
more.
first. Foul Fear first. Alright.
And Robbie's like, how'd you learn all that magic? Like, if I focus real hard, stuff happens.
Sure.
Kind of stuff.
All right,
Sometimes this,
Vinceth.
sometimes that.
Well,
The grandest of fathers.
Okay, Del, calm down.
Vinceth, as you start to read in the grandfather, or at least the documents compiled based on the information that was given. I think for you, Vintet, the first thing that you do notice is compared to the other piles of information, this is by far the smallest.
I saw that coming.
As you start to dig in and you read into the information that you have, a lot of what you find is not fact. It's not written in a way of somebody who is recording history or talking about things that have happened or things that have been preordained. It is wild speculation. It is crackpot theories. It is etchings. It is conversation talking about he said, she said of a time long past. It talks about moments when gods of the current pantheon were still walking the world. It talks about hearing conversations, whispers, things that were said when nobody thought somebody was listening. Conversations between Crowan and Sorenlin. Hushed tones. Panic. Talking about what to do if the worst was to happen.
Oh shit.
Conversations that, again, were not part of history, never meant to be heard by anybody else. Speaking of confidence, a what we're building here is stronger than what comes next. What we have will sustain past what is to potentially come. A promise made. In the face of conquest, we will not flee. We will stand and fight. And we will spend our lives making sure we are ready to fight when it comes.
Fucking ominous.
I know not in this, but this was supposedly a conversation between Cohen and who?
Foreign win.
Sorlin.
Oh. Mhm.
Ace of Conquest. Interesting.
Mhm.
Vintef, I would like you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
No.
Oh,
There we go again.
always
Nowhere
been
is
tough.
safe. Nowhere is safe.
Has
even
it been an
hell.
hour? Has it been an hour? Do I still gotta roll d6?
I will say no.
Nice.
Still takes 40 points of psychic damage.
We'll get back to you in a second. Saishuri and Valir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. Saishuri's bloodline, the history and knowledge of Zelemon. Saishuri, lucky for you, some devils love information. Is a source of power, is a source of influence, and is a source of currency. That being said, the first thing that you come across is not talking of the history of Zelemond, who she was, who her people were, and how they fit into this entire dynamic. The first thing that you came across is the order of destruction and termination of everything regarding her history, her people, and anybody who shares her bloodline. A mass eradication of all things that once belonged to the aspect of doubt. But lucky for you, even in the face of eradication, extermination, and complete untelling, the thought of doubt can creep into the mind of any, including those that were willing to doubt what would happen if they erased this history. The books you see before you, while not many are enough to tell you the story, of the sixth Devil Lord of the Hells of Zelenkov. The Devil Lords trace their history long before the existence of the current pantheon. They have been here for quite some time. They revel in power and rival in power and influence to only that of the great old ones. The six Devil Lords never saw eye to eye, but they did agree on one thing: the subjugation, the dominance, and control of the world above. They schemed, they pushed, they made contract and deal after contract and deal, handshake agreements to spread their influence as wide as possible. Their particular brand of it's a rough translation for the word infection, but it is not meant to be used as like a disease. Their ability to spread throughout populace, to make deals, to have their bloodlines increased and strengthened through not the apish way of reproduction, but a more sophisticated version. Their ability to offer things to up and rising political structures to ensure that they can take advantage later on. The devils of Zelenkov were patient. The thing that they were not prepared for is the player that came into it long after their deals had started to take effect. The arrival of the twins, the creation of the new pantheon, the birth of new mortals. What once used to be a land that they saw their kin overrun and populate was soon pushed back, and their influence dwindled century after century. Not wanting to admit their shortcomings and defeat, the other devil lords wanted to stay the course, wait on their deals, wait on their infection of the new bloodlines that occurred. But as was her nature, Zelemond casted doubt upon their stronghold in the world. She pushed for them to reconsider their position. She pushed that they needed to take more of an aggressive approach, that their world was being encroached upon constantly, and their lands above had slowly dwindled. the strength of the devil lords, while in their individuality, also hinged on them being aligned. Their people, vast and different, all rallied to a unified council. Zelenkov and her chosen made a quorum, made a unification impossible. And their hold dwindled further. Not knowing what else to do, having pushed back time and time again, members of the council decided to finally take action. With time and preparation, five of the devil lords chose to take action. They knew they couldn't kill doubt. But doubt can be put to rest. And when doubt is put to rest, if I'm saying this correctly. When doubt is put to rest, envy can be extinguished. Using connections they have made in the material world, tricking those devout followers of some of the higher deities, convincing them that doubt was their biggest enemy. The first chosen, the champion, Zina, goddess of love, goddess of poetry and song, wielding a piece only ever performed once, lulled the devil lord of doubt to sleep, laying her final resting place deep in the pits of the abyss. Saishori and Valir. That is what you get.
Oof.
It is about this
Just,
time that. Oh, go ahead, please.
just to confirm, you said when doubt is put to rest, envy can be extinguished?
Correct.
Okay.
It's about this time after several hours of you all diving deep into books. Somewhere over in a corner where Vinteth is surfing through a book, you all see a violent, localized tornado of black flame.
What the fuck?
Okay.
What you do, Vintef?
Yeah.
I ain't do
Vintech,
shit.
Every time we go somewhere, Vintef.
Don't burn down this one too.
I am just
Vinteth,
reading.
you take 22 points of fire damage.
Shit.
Vintech, do you need help? I can try to help you.
No.
I'm gonna just try to dispel magic. I'm gonna cast that. Well, let's give it a shot then, and I'll fire that out at the general vicinity around him.
Yeah.
Ow.
And I'm gonna do that at. Actually, I'm gonna do that at. Wait, does dispel levels magic? Is that like counterspell? I can't remember. I'm losing my mind.
Spell magic, I believe so. It can dispel up to the level of the spell that you were casting it at, I believe.
Up to a
Without
higher level. Okay, I'm gonna cast that at a 4th then.
as you instinctually cast that off, I would like anybody who would like in this moment to give me either religion, insight, or I'll call it nature. Why not? Your choice. One of those three.
Before I do that, I'm gonna cast Healing Word and call him
Nope.
stupid.
It's like he just messed up.
Yeah.
Get back.
Well, we've had
So
better,
you get 10
better
health back.
days.
I have a Zaishori. It's fine. I hope.
Yeah.
And then Teth, you heard that.
What? No.
I gave you a 10 on a Healing Word and called you stupid as the lead.
Oh. Thanks, but I'm kind of dealing with being singed right now.
As the local firestorm of black fire comes settled, as Ravi, you cast the spell off, and it almost you can see as the flames start to flicker down, it almost engulf the spell you cast into it. It flares for a second and then just dissipates. Saishori. It is not a hard it is not a hard thing for you to feel the presence of somebody you've become rather close to in the last few months. Weeks. Probably weeks. You get the sense, while on a much smaller scale, than what is required, Vinteth has stumbled upon, in some way, a beacon.
Damn. I go over and I just kind of try and calm him down, but I'm actually looking down to see what the heck he was looking at and what he read.
Are you trying to disguise you looking for this while making it look like you are showing compassion for Vintef? Is that the intent?
Yeah, I'm gonna just like try and stamp out the flames on him, like, oh no, are you okay?
Okay. I would like you to give me a deception check with advantage. And then give me a sleight of hand check. All right. As you go over to check on Vinteth, you see kind of the stack that he was reading through, and peeking out from the loose pages that he was kind of looking at, you catch just the glimpse of the remainder of that fire kind of almost flicker back into a particular page. You're not sure if anyone else saw you, but you snatch that page and put it in your pocket. What's everyone else doing?
Freaking out.
Vintef, what the hell was that?
I have no fucking idea.
So you're saying you didn't do anything? What were you doing when you exploded in the? What were these again, DM? I'm sorry, it was like the black flames.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, before you exploded in the the ring of black fire.
I was reading.
What were you reading?
I don't like look around. Whisper, like walk over and like whisper. A supposed conversation between Crowan and Sorenlin. And I'll relay the details like what I read. Well, there's a catastrophe coming, and they're building something here, and they want to fight it.
See.
Yeah. I did nothing. I used no magic. I sensed nothing, and all of a sudden, flames.
Well, I would have tried to detect and figure out what it was, but it seemed it was more pressing to stop it from doing what it was doing to you. Unfortunate, but I wonder if the same thing would occur if someone else were to read the text, or if it's just unfortunate luck on your end.
I'll take a step back and just wave my hand out. Be my guest. Because what the
maybe,
fuck?
Do you want to risk it?
I I kind of gesture towards my neck, and I'm like, well, sometimes you make the call and you risk things. Yes, I'll give it a shot. I'll see if I get burned up too. I can just spell it again. I'll sit down.
Well-
All right. So what? Show me, Vinteth. What was it?
The first concrete, possibly concrete clue we have to the grandfather in this entire, however month-long adventure. I've learned about it at the Blood Pools. First, I'm getting all excited. The first information. I'm not even care that I've burned anymore.
It's a big step. We haven't been able to find.
I start flipping through
anything.
pages. Here. Do I find the page that was the recording of the supposed recording of the conversation?
You do.
Okay, cool.
Now I'm paying attention. So I want to see if Ravi catches on fire too. That's just a regular Vinted thing. Stuff happens.
Start controlling some water on standby.
Yeah.
Wait. I thought, am I losing my mind? I thought Zaishori.
She took
I
a
took a
page.
page.
Oh, a page. Okay.
Yeah, that's
got
why
it,
that's why I
got it.
asked. So
Yep. All right. So yeah, I'll start reading.
Yep. You take a few moments. You read over the couple pages that Vinteth was on when the incident occurred. You get the information that I've said.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing out of the ordinary seems to happen.
Well, I guess it was just your lucky day, huh, Vintef? Uh, I, not to look. If you have any way of figuring that one out, please. Otherwise, I guess we just chalk that up to being another one of those things.
I'm already sitting down next to you, shoving the pages back towards my way and starting to transcribe shit to a notebook.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
I bet it was a trap. One time, just
Hmm.
triggered because he was there.
You might be right. Some sort of glyph. Wonder what that spell was, though.
I think it's because you know how to read better than him. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I was gonna say, as like the initial booby trap, I guess you could say, happened.
Yep.
Afterwards, since like I know earlier Seven mentioned about he feels like we're being watched or whatever. That's why we're being hush hush about everything. I look around to see if I see any commotion of something getting alerted of this happening.
Give me a perception check.
12.
Well, as you're kind of looking around, you look up at the ceiling, and where there were once like 5 of these like ice mephits, 2 of them have half melted
Oh,
No.
as they happen to be just in the blast radius of this flame that hit them in the ceiling.
Oh,
The other ones, while the other ones took a step back and away from there, they don't seem to be like perturbed.
okay.
But yeah, 2 of them are dead.
Wasn't me.
100% was you.
I feel like you should use some of your diamonds.
No.
What? Where did-
I feel like they're not gonna be happy that they're dead.
what-
Is the guy still in the room with us? He left, right?
He
yeah,
left.
right after that, all that nothing else happening. I want to look closer to the walls. I want to see if I can see any cracks or anything that might look like a secret entrance.
Sure, you mean an investigation check.
Okay.
Seven's like, bored now, destroy library.
Yeah.
7, to the best of your investigation,
Yeah.
past like the walls have small bookshelves and bookcases that are kind of like there for like the loading of where a lot of this information that was brought in for you guys to research was. Behind that is like a solid sheet of ice pretty much the entire way around this room, other than the doorway you guys entered through.
Okay.
It looks kind of like a freezer that has like, you know,
Yeah.
freezer burn
Meth-
all the way around, essentially.
I'm starting to think that was just the pages did that to you because you read them wrong. These are very solid walls.
My best guess, whatever the fuck that was either kind of glyph in the pages, or I just look up and go, whatever the hell he is, he knows I just read that.
Mm.
or writing faster.
Yeah, we'll talk more about this in different circumstances.
I'm going back to reading how as this great, powerful wizard general. I'm gonna find that stick.
So, so
I don't say any of this out. I just go back to the books. But you guys needed to know my thoughts.
Mm.
These were, in fact, inner thoughts.
I hate to disturb. Um, is it okay if I enter?
Yeah.
Door.
No.
You watch it like the door starts to move, and then like you hear the crack as if in like you've been in here for several hours, so the ice started to form on the inside of the door, so they had to like re-crack it open. So you will hear that shattering noise of
Mhm.
just ice cracking. It all falls to the ground. Mavrin kind of re-enters the room. Ah, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Uh, I hope you've had time to do some research. I just wanted to inform you that the council intends to meet in the morning. So if you wanted to, um, I'm heading topside to prepare. Um, I don't know if you have another way of interplanar travel. You could stay if you wanted, but I will be leaving shortly.
Guess it's time to go, guys.
Yeah.
Still writing. Still writing. Last minute.
I think we definitely
Hey.
need to come back here, but
Of course, once things have uh, concluded topside, we are more than welcome to return here um, and continue your research. I know that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, another question.
Sure.
This is a library. Can we borrow books?
Unfortunately, it's not that kind of library.
Damn it. In that case, I'll just take note of like the books. Well, the book that I read.
we gotta
And the
take
main
some
point.
books to go. Let's go, guys.
I just whispered to
check 'em
Robbie,
out,
like, Robbie, don't you have
check 'em
some
out up
wizard
front.
shit that can just copy books? Come on.
I can take notes.
The most
I
wizard
can
thing.
create a hand to help me take notes.
Yeah.
That's what
But
I
as
can
you
do. And then we can copy books.
true, as you all finish gathering the last bit of notes and information you can from the tomes that you'd researched, Maverin takes you back outside. You see he redraws another circle, pulls out this kind of a different metal like fork contraption, and just kind of like dings it on the ground. All right, gather quick. He watches the another shock of light and fire kind of engulfs all of you as you find yourself in still hot but slightly cooler now temperatures of Zephyro. Well, I will see you all tomorrow morning then. Um, get some rest, and I look forward to the conversation of the council.
See you in the morning, man.
Bye.
Thank you for bringing this here.
Of course,
Really
that was
appreciate it.
Yes.
the least I can do. He slinks off into an alleyway. You find yourselves in the same alley that he brought you to, so you're just a stone throw away from the Lava Hearth Tavern, where you have room and board already for you to gather if you wish. It is again hard without an actual sun, but quite late in the evening since when you woke up this morning. But the evening is yours and yours alone. It's up to you if you like to retreat back to your rooms to discuss what you have found and discuss what comes next with the council meeting imminent.
Yes, I think we should make our way back to a private space and we can
Yeah.
discuss more in detail some of what we learned.
Absolutely. Clearly, we never know when people are listening to conversations in this world. It's been happening forever. So, yes, please, let's go somewhere private.
Takes but a
Okay.
moment. You find yourselves back in the rooms that you have rented. With a quick wave hello, the bartender sees you all enter, gives you a nod, and if you wish, food will be provided to your rooms, but you have all retreated back there for the evening. What would you like to do?
Contemplate existence.
I'll
Right.
start discussing what I found. I'm like, so I didn't get the information I quite wanted from these artifacts. I definitely think we need another person, if not two, on it. But there's a bunch of artifacts even before the god artifacts, kind of like how Hondrik told me before he crafted a lot of them. But some of their magical powers weren't even directly enchanted, but almost by just being in the presence of gods, they got enchanted. So, not exactly sure how that works. Maybe I'll ask Hondrik tonight if he knows anything more about that. But there's artifacts from that have been basically lost in time that were even before the gods and all that. I was trying to avoid that to just go into the more immediate necessary ones, but there's a lot of very good information in there.
It sounds like we should get some more of it. But that is good to know. So maybe some of these artifacts we're chasing down, maybe some of them, like you said, were powerful by themselves without these deities behind them. That's good to know. Because if it comes down to it, that means they could be used against them.
Absolutely. Unless somehow us trying to wield these weapons kills us, but
Well,
we'll worry about that. We'll worry about that when we get there.
we cross that bridge when we come to it. Never know until you try.
I want to try first.
Of course.
Well, Vinteth, how about we talk a little bit about what you found?
I'm 100% staring like 1,000 yard stare, reliving my fucking vision, thinking about the catastrophe phrasing and the destroyed church. And I was like, huh, what?
So, in the face of conquest, we will not flee. We will stand and fight. We will spend our lives making sure that we're ready. You believe that this is their reference to him?
I don't know what else it could be. It has to be.
If they mean to fight something of the nature that you described to us from your vision, what sort of weapon would that take? Sort of magic? Power source?
Only they know. And I wish I could pray and get some kind of fucking answer, but where we are hasn't been too successful.
Can't be helped for now.
Whatever's coming, we're going to need to stay on Adod's good side. We're going to keep fostering allies as I've been trying to do.
Here's a thought. We know that this war, this cycle, continues to happen. It must be for something. Maybe this somehow, and don't ask me to try to explain this, but somehow this is fuel for it, for whatever they're trying to accomplish, to be ready to stand and fight against this being coming to what? Collect them,
I had the same thought.
conquer them.
Because I was thinking back to when we were talking to the machine, whatever her name was, and I think you and one or two of us were getting a little bit indignant, thinking about the constant cycles of war and what fucking purpose does it serve, and getting angry with the gods. Maybe,
I absolutely was.
maybe the gods are right all along, and we're just superior mortals unable to comprehend.
Or maybe the grandfather is in fact that. Somehow their parent, their creator. And they are simply naughty children rebelling because they don't want to do what they're told. Who's to say any of them are right? Either way, I don't take to being a pawn in all of this, regardless of who's trying to use me or my life or throw it away or conquer the planet.
I have faith in them.
And so if the mother asked you to sacrifice yourself in this conflict, to be the fuel for the gears of this mechanism, whatever they're going to use to stop the grandfather, would you do it?
Before you could even finish the sentence, absolutely.
I don't know what I expected with that question. What would it take to convince you that she's wrong? I'm not even saying she is, but what would it take to convince you that you stand on the wrong side in whatever is to come?
I genuinely believe that whatever the mother says, or has planned over these hundreds of cycles, thousands of cycles, right. I certainly not forget.
Oh, I don't. If whatever they were doing was right and just, I think they would have figured it out 10 or 20 cycles ago or more. Whatever they're doing, these manipulations. I have so many questions. The nature of the
Robbie,
materials.
I have just as many questions as you, but I also have faith.
But Vintet, I want to confront you about something. The material from those piles. At this point, you all saw what I showed when we were down there. These slight variations on my family's crest. What does that mean? Is there a slightly different version of the Dawn Shards in each of these cycles?
A thought did occur to me that maybe
A
souls,
slightly different version of all of your families.
maybe the reason all souls return to the mother is because souls are finite. And the cycles are just reincarnations. The same wars. The only reason that the Warforged are different is they're just from cycles and different versions of us, families. Same souls, different memories, different personalities. We don't retain that if reincarnation's a thing. I don't claim to know.
Well, we know reincarnation is a thing in a magical sense.
Yes.
We can do it. I understand you're referring to it differently, but we bring back the essence of the person now, the soul. But you believe that could be finite?
I believe souls themselves could be finite, yeah. There has to be a reason that the cycles are happening. And this new clue, the different family crests, could just be the same exact thing. Maybe this is the cycle. Maybe 10 cycles ago, 2 cycles ago, we've had this exact same conversation. Who knows?
I mean, to find out if we're the pawns in all of this. And if we are, I'm going to do whatever I can to do something about it.
But the other thought is, what if this is the last cycle? Because now he's actually coming. All the cycles were in preparation.
Yes, he wasn't before.
They were just planning, getting ready. And now we are the lucky iterations of ourselves to experience the catastrophe and be the ones to fight it.
You know, that would be our luck.
Of course.
We'd be the one version of us, completely fucked.
Well, judging
No.
by history, if there were previous versions of us, they were all completely fucked. So let's hope we
Right.
win this time.
Worse than fucked. Completely and utterly erased. No history at all. Like they never even existed. Lost in time.
We need to see if we can gather more information on. There has to be similarities, I would assume. What's different? What's different now about the cycle? What bringing him here?
Let's make that a focus of our next session in the library. Maybe just we look into the old history as a whole. See what they have.
I'm thinking back to my vision. And I look around the room. Oren Singal was with Tess. It's been so long I've forgotten him. But she claims to have never known him. And I got a very strong sense of familiarity between them. So it could be the future, it could have been the past. Maybe he's come before and thinking staring at Suji, timepiece of Lux Forna, they have just reset everything back. I have 1,000 different theories and negative 1,000 answers.
Could be the timepiece. We also know apparently it's possible to change the Book of Fate. And what exactly does that mean when that happens? And if things are predetermined, as one would assume with something like the Book of Fate, then how the fuck is anyone changing it in the first place? So, it's possible.
It could be a deity that remembers the previous cycles, trying to make this the good one.
I like to think it's anyone capable of breaking through that.
It could be
idea.
somebody who's just able to remember previous cycles and is trying to push us in the right direction.
Oh, I want to continue on with this, but I feel we should give Zaishori some time because we meet with the council in the morning. And I would love to hear how the search went on that, and more importantly, how you're going to approach it with these people. I'll support you, whatever you do, but I'm not so sure they're going to love the idea of diluting their power. If she's not available, I can switch topics.
Should be.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm here.
No worries. Oh, so Zaishori, I think we should give you some time. I'd like to, the council meeting is in the morning. Maybe you can tell us about what you found out about your history.
Yeah, a lot more than I thought I would find, honestly. Let me pull up the notes. So, Draconis was definitely right. There were 6 double lords before. The aspect of doubt was one. And yeah, tieflings did walk across the world before, just as we thought and knew, confirmed now. But then Soren Lin came. Wait, hold on.
Twins.
The twins.
The twins.
Oh, both of them. It wasn't just.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be funny though if that's how she said it. Like she looked at Mintet like, then Soren Lin.
Soren
came."
The twins are the Fire Nation.
The twins came and they created new mortals. They birthed new mortals, and they just kind of took over century after century. Tieflings numbers dwindled more and more and more and more. And the aspect of doubt kept pushing back on the council with the other devil lords. Like, hey, we need to take a more aggressive approach. Our people are dying out. But they wouldn't. So they decided to take action and get rid of her instead.
Well, it's feeling that's where that story was going.
Yeah, they completely eradicated her history, her lineage.
So did they kill her? And if so, how?
They couldn't kill her. They got Zina to perform with the first sonnet and lull her to sleep.
You're kidding.
No, she's in something
asleep.
called the Abyss. Sleeping.
So your goddess trapped your ancient relative. It's like a stage play. I'm sorry. I got lost.
You're
I,
definitely
how, do,
right, Ravi.
how are you doing with all this? That feels like a lot.
I feel rightfully angry at Zena.
Understandable. See,
I feel like
Vintep, it
I
is
should free.
capable of being betrayed by. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get up.
Oh no, you're so good.
Vintep, it is possible to be upset with one's god or goddess. You see how this goes. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm very angry that she participated in that so-called goddess of love, you know?
Hmm. Well, uh, well, I'm sorry to hear about
Mm.
your ancestor, about this Zelenkov. But now that you know this, are you going to try for your old seat on the council? Or is that something that you, and if so, I mean, what if they want you to stay? I guess would be my next thought. But uh, is that something you even want?
I want my seat on the council just to protect my people. I don't want to stay here, and I'm not going to stay here. Maybe I can like help rule from afar. I mean, they're sending. There's ways to communicate now. So that's where my head is at currently. I have to get my seat on the council.
Okay. Well, I support you, but again, I doubt they're going to dilute their power willingly. What's your approach?
Don't worry, I've been working on that. Let's just say the people
Oh,
are very angry right now.
is that right? Oh, oh, gods, I sorry. Aren't you recreating history right now?
Putting doubt in their heads.
Oh no!
Oh
I'm
shit.
sorry. Are you doing exactly what you just read about in the book?
Living up to your bloodline,
It's
huh?
in my nature. That's where just power poses.
Oh gosh.
Seven joins the
so
Cape
sure.
Flutters.
I'm impressed. Some people read history and feel we are doomed to repeat it. Others read it and go, that's a good idea right there.
Yep.
No, so sorry, I'm not going to disagree with you. If you're getting the people riled up about what I assume is the horrendous process of embarking on this journey to get to Zephyr, I am all supportive of you.
I appreciate the support, but it's definitely something that I'm going to momentarily shelf until the fight with Zane is done.
Makes sense.
Just momentarily.
So you're not going to bring this up at all in the council meeting in the morning. We're just going to be focused on the coming conflict with Zane.
Yes.
Okay. DM, we still need to test the mechanism for the rollout thing, right? For the
It has
tapestry.
been it has been tested with things as similar to the tap. You have not been given the tapestry to try it with. You have been given it with. You tested it with other materials that are similar, but you don't.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
gonna
They
give
haven't
you the
given us
tapestry.
the actual tapestry. Okay, fair enough. All
All I know is
right.
that,
It
like,
works in theory.
Pushed it.
I'm just do I I'll so I assume that's something I'm gonna have to present to them tomorrow, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so I'll say to the group. So yeah, so tomorrow I'll present the mechanism. Um, and we worked on getting it together. It does seem to work. Um, we'll see what they think. That's what I've got. That's my important piece.
I have nothing to say to the council, but I'm picturing Zaishori get once she gets her seat, and we're fighting for our lives a few weeks from now in some battle, and she goes, "Hold on, guys, council meeting," and just leaves us.
Mid swing. Even if it's not about the council, I think next time we go into the library, we should be more concentrated with our research. Double up on 3 subjects.
Yeah, I think I got as much as most of what I read wasn't even concrete. Bit bad.
You're right. We'll be focused on a few topics next time we go in. I was able to find some information, regarding the pieces of the stuff. It's still quite vague. Well, most of it. One someplace supposedly in a mountain border, and another lost on a merchant vessel heading from Falfield to Vertrag. Never found, of course. And then another which is supposedly in some wizard's tower in Nelfine. Oddly specific, so I'm sure that one comes with some major catches. But maybe it's still there. So if we find ourselves in any of these locations, I will be on the lookout. I'm not confident we'll assemble this weapon before whatever is coming, but if we have the chance, I think it could be worthwhile.
Absolutely. Or just put it in the list of things that we need to find and take care
Yeah,
of.
just one more,
Just one more.
one
Just
more
one more.
thing. Actually, technically speaking, 6 more things. One of which we have a semi-specific location on,
Right,
um,
right.
and not so much on the other 5.
Wonder that's something we can outsource. Yeah, has any contact?
How would we? How do we? I don't want to lie to him, but I don't want to tell him the truth. I feel as if I say I just have a passing interest in some unique magical artifacts, some nice stonework. I feel he will research further, but I also don't think I should tell him the full truth about this.
Oh, remember that. Figures it out on his own. He figures, but it could be you. Expedite that process, having to, fly around the world.
All right.
We need all the
And
help we can
speaking
get.
of him,
Need all the help we can get.
Mm-hmm.
we do. We have lots on our plates. We should. I wonder. I wonder with a couple of the things that we're on the lookout for. Once we get back to civilization, once this is all done, maybe we could take out some contract work with some others. Put them to work for us. Maybe tracking down a couple of these different leads.
Definitely.
Just a thought.
He used the same service my sister did to track me down.
Well, well, they did find you. I'll give them credit for that. So.
I mean,
and
finding an
he did not
elf
stop.
is probably a lot easier than finding an ancient artifact, but
Money talks.
money does talk.
Yes.
I have the line on a good mercenary group. I think they're called Thonk.
Oh my god, yes. Are you gonna do it, Rich? I love it.
That entire conversation, all I was thinking is
Look.
like this was the precursor of JJ sending Thonk to the Wizard Tower.
Oh my god, yes. That's perfect. Oh, but unfortunately that's not perfect because that means they're definitely not coming back with the staff.
But as you all take the evening to gather your plans, figure out what is important, what conversations you still need to have as you prepare for your next and final conference with the council before the imminent attack on
War.
Zane. That's where we'll end tonight's session, and I'm sure you all have conversations that you can have outside of this to prepare for what comes next.
Oh man, we got so many good conversations to have, but also I cannot wait to fuck up Zane. Like I'm just itching to get back out there. Must.
DM,
Yes,
is there any way you can send me what the paper says?
I can give you cliff notes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
So much lore.
Man, the group's gonna find out that Seven was right into the broker daily. He knows about the waterfall.
Oh yeah.
This was so Roach. I'm just gonna say, give me that lore, inject it into my veins.
You know, it was a good lore dump.
Yep.
Lot going on. You guys had a lot of cool choices you could make, and still more to make down the road.
Mhm.
Yep.
I almost got burnt to a crisp.
That's par for the course.
Yeah.
What are your words about that?
I don't even
Hackman?
fucking do anything. I just exist, and shit's trying to kill me all the time.
Just learn. Go home.
He raises a good point.
He raises a very good point.
There's a reason.
Oh my gosh.
You guys are not gonna like the more human Seven. He's just gonna be a dick.
Hey, you've been around us all this time. If you hadn't learned how to be a dick, that would be the more surprising part.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be
Yeah.
fun.
Fucking Seven.
We all have our moments.
Yeah.